What is up, YouTube? It's Grinch, and in front of me I have the brand new Lego Avatar 2 set called the Metkayina Reef Home. This set cost $80 US. It contains 528 pieces as well as 4 minifigures. Let's start this review by taking a closer look at those minifigures. But before I go there, I did want to just quickly mention that potential spoilers for Avatar: The Way of Water 2 if you have not seen that movie yet. So here are the minifigures in this set, and up first here we have Neytiri. You can see that she's got an updated torso print, but she uses that same headpiece, and then she's also got that same kind of leg piece from the Avatar sets. She has a kind of torch in her hand as an accessory. A lot of nice details on her. Of course, you can see she uses the longer arms as well as the 3 long legs there, but spinning her around here, you can see there's a lot of nice details with her torso printing there, a lot of kind of like hidden smaller details, as well as some metallic prints on there that look really, really good. And then that continues around the back there too. And you can see that she does have that same hairpiece as before. Up next here we have Kiri. Kiri is using, or has this paddle as an accessory. I'm going to go ahead and remove that though so we can get a closer look at her, and you can see a really nice torso print there for her with kind of some of those feather details, and again some nice metallic printing on her as well. Of course, you can see very noticeably next to Neytiri, but she uses the regular minifigure legs as well as a regular minifigure torso, and you can just see the difference in the arm size there as well. The head is the same, and it does kind of make it feel like this head is a little bit too large and disproportional. You can see here that she does have an updated hairpiece as well. It's just a little bit shorter than the one that Neytiri had, and the dreads just look a little bit bigger, but of course it does have that connection point on there too. And overall, really, really solid minifigure. So this is Ronal. She's got a really awesome print on her. That print looks great. You can see they tried to make her belly a little bit larger to reflect the fact that she's actually pregnant in the movie. The leg printing is really, really solid there. It looks like a really good white print on there for the white detail, as well as that kind of darker orange and brown portion as well. The print quality is just really, really good on that. And then you can see some nice metallic printing there too across her chest. That all looks really, really good on the torso. And then I like what they've done here with the eyes. There's kind of like a regular Lego blue eye there, and as well as the lips to kind of give it a little bit of depth and a little bit of a different accent. And then they have the dark blue up there too. So you just kind of get a lot of depth on these characters, and that looks really good. She uses that same hairpiece that we saw on Neytiri. And then we have Tonaware. He is the chieftain of this Metkayina tribe. He would be the Jake Sully, and she would be the Neytiri if you were to compare them to any other characters. He's got this larger spear in his hand that you just build via bricks, and I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and then we can get a closer look at his torso print too. He's got a really, really good torso print as well. A nice kind of detail on there, some nice metallic shine. Again, you can see the tiny little metallic details there, and also on the face, and I really love this face print too. There's just so much depth and detail there. And then he's got some updated leg printing there as well. And then spinning him around to the back, he's got that same hairpiece, except for his is the kind of the fan out version, whereas hers has got a little bit more flow to it overall. And so he's got the same one that Neytiri does. And then that torso print on the back looks really, really good. And then, of course, as you can see, these two are different colors. They are a light azure color, whereas the typical avatars that we see over here from the ones that we've known from the first movie use that kind of medium blue color. So this is the main build that comes with this set, and I'm going to start up here and then I'll actually cover the coral next, but we're going to do everything on the top first. But if you don't understand what I'm saying here, is that there's 2 different colors here to just represent 2 different layers of water. So this is above the surface and this is below the surface, and I really like what they've done here. It actually kind of gives that effect to really, it's really effective, and I really like it. I think they've done an excellent job here. You can see off to the left side there's a little dock here, as well as just a little kind of of canoe boat that uses a longer dual molded kind of pointed piece with this portion right here is rubbery, so it doesn't, you know, poke anybody's eye out or anything like that. And then this portion is our typical Lego plastic that we know and love. And this is just a nice little canoe boat. It's got just as many details as it needs. It's got some nice color to it, as well as kind of some nice accents on it as well. And then you can just dock it right here if you would like to, and then you can kind of use it to swim around. And like it says on the box, this boat does not float. This is made up of regular Lego pieces. And then continue on the dock, you can see there's a nice kind of little dock section here, and then a stairwell there, and then there's a little barrel with the fish on it. This is the main structure, the kind of the main home structure. There's a little kind of accent reef up here on the top that looks fine. This actually uses that same vinyl as the wings in the other Avatar set. So this is actually, I think, a really good use of it. Unlike the wings that kind of look a little obnoxious and a little bit flat, this works really, really well for this type of a vinyl piece. And you can see the little balls or ball joints are down here, and they're actually hidden quite well to good effect. So I actually don't mind this here in this case. And then when I spin this around, you can see there's a lot of details, and then the translucentness of the vinyl actually allows some of those details here to kind of slide right through, and that looks really nice. You can also see here there's some nice details on the inside. There's just some tools, and this is all kind of centered around a fire or a little hearth in the middle of the home. There's a little coral piece up here that's drying, as well as a fish that they've got cooking, and then a pot of something that is cooking something, and then another coral piece here too that's actually from one of the other sets. So you can kind of see how they've kind of collected little pieces from the other sets here to kind of bring up here to eat and to use for nourishment. Then there's a pumpkin piece that's used here for good effect. I think that's just supposed to represent like another coral piece here. And then I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's a little vase of some kind here. And then there's just some plates on the kind of base of the floor here as well. And then what I think is just a little suggestion of a cot or a bed or something here, a little bit of a softer area to sit on or lay on where you can get some rest. And then along the base here, there's also just some additional details to kind of represent some waves crashing up against these pillars that's holding up this main structure. And you can see those kind of continue around on all of the sides. And then there's just this little ladder section here too, where somebody can actually use that to climb out of the water. So now down below, underneath the water here, there's a lot of additional details down here too, and I really like this aspect of it. In fact, if you're a fan of the coral build specifically, this is the set for you. There's this smaller one. It does use this DC stand piece that allows you to kind of prop the minifigure up and display the minifigure differently. This one's pretty basic, but it kind of uses some similar designs that are used throughout this entire coral piece here, so that it kind of makes it feel like it fits in, including a larger one of the pink leaf pieces, as well as a smaller one of the magenta leaf pieces, but that can kind of float off on the side as you please. You can see here there's some fish on this very far end. This is actually a clear clip piece, so that's a 1x1 horizontal clip in clear, which is very, very useful, especially for mock building. Again, another one of those magenta leaves and some pink leaves. Not exactly sure what coral this is representing, but I do like the design of kind of that translucent green coral there. And then another DC collectible minifigure stand piece, so that you can stand up a minifigure down here if you'd like. We've got some more larger leaves here, as well as some kind of purple elephant tails that are representing another type of coral. Some lime green fish here. We got 3 more fish, as well as 3 more of the clear clips there too, which is definitely nice to get some more of those. And then some additional leaf pieces along the side here and around the back. And then you just get really some more leaf details here. This is that same side that we saw from the other, or same section that we saw from the other side, with the purple elephant pieces, as well as the translucent purple pieces down there. But then just continuing this along, you can see that kind of same coral decor continues around, and then right here there's just a little bit of a cave build. There's another larger coral plant in here that is a glow-in-the-dark piece there, and then it also comes with a crab piece as well. And then when you rotate this around front, as you can see here, this is right where we started off with those fish, and that is the coral section of this build. So this is the Metkayina Reef Home set, and that was my complete review. Now to get over to my kind of summarize my thoughts here with my Grinch's guide. So overall, I'd say that this set actually meets expectations, if not surpasses. I actually really like what they've done here with the vinyl. I think that's an excellent use of that style of vinyl piece. It definitely works way better than the wings do, and I really like how it's kind of closed off here, and it kind of makes it look more closed off, and then it's accessible, a little accessible area right here, and then along the back side it's very accessible. I just like the look. There's a lot of kind of different nice angles here that this creates and that you have because of how it's draped over it. I do really like the two-floor feel here. I mean, if you've ever been like scuba diving or spent a lot of time in the water, I mean, you know, it feels like there's a whole other world down below you, and you get that here. I mean, you can kind of look at this as the top and the surface, and then you can look below a little bit further and just see that it's just full of vibrant light, and I really like that look as well as that feel. I think that it works really well, especially when you start to add in the other sets here. If you got the little elu set, you know, the little guy is sticking on his coral piece, and then he kind of sticks up about this high out the water, so it looks like he's right on the surface, so that all works well. There, you know, you have a little crab suit down here. I mean, it just works really, really well. Overall, I liked all the coral builds. That was definitely a highlight for me, was building up all of the coral as well. The minifigure selection here is fine. I mean, I wouldn't say it's exceptional. I think one more minifigure would have been nice here because it is kind of the Reef home as far, you know, to it would have just made it feel a little bit more lively. But overall, there's a ton of playability in here, different scenes that you can create, different adventures you can go on with that canoe piece as well. I will say my only con is that it does just feel slightly overpriced. I know there's 528 pieces here, and so much of the bulk is made up by this vinyl. When you remove that, it's just the Technic beam going across the top, and then all of a sudden it does feel like a lot less of Lego. Now, it's still a lot less of Lego because this vinyl piece isn't typical plastic, it's vinyl. It's definitely cheaper to produce than regular Lego bricks. So unfortunately, though, it had made the price increase, and I really feel like $70 would have been a little bit better here in my mind, but definitely don't let it fool you. The price versus the price to part ratio doesn't look as bad as it does on paper. It's still a really, really solid set, and you still get plenty here and plenty to do overall with this set. So in total, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. Definitely a few improvements that could have been made, specifically with the price, but a very, very solid and respectable set overall. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and joining in the conversation in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.